I never could follow the path laid out in front of me. I did things my own way. I was the man I wanted to be. Never cared what people thought or muttered under the breath. I had my pistol by my side, and I was riding with death. I walked this road alone, on the run from all I've known, running free under the gun. Life ain't easy, living on the run. Come on. I thought I had it all till I run right into you. I give up the selfish ways, that's what a man would do. Never knew that my past was right on my trail. With a flash of 6-gun fury, I'd land myself in jail. I walked this road alone, on the run from all I've known, running free under the gun. Life ain't easy, living on the run. Come on. Living free under the gun. Life ain't easy when you're on the run. Come on.
Hey everybody, I hope y'all are doing well. I'm doing all right myself. I've not been online the last couple of days. Had some stuff I needed to do. Didn't feel like getting on here and ranting or raving. Gonna take a step back. My whole thing now is there's enough people pointing out what's wrong here and there. I'm just going to do my thing and support people I want to support. No more hashtags, no more nonsense, just comic books. So there you go. Let's just talk about comic books and try to have a good time and stop being ridiculous and fighting with each other. Like I said, I hope y'all's having a good day. I'm having a pretty good one myself. Didn't really look at the news to see if anything was going on. It didn't seem like really there was anything. You know, we had Martin Scorsese talking crap about comic book movies, and what he said was kind of right. You know, they're not huge artistic works of art. They're action movies. Like saying Speed was a cinematic masterpiece. No, it's not, but it's a fun action movie to watch. Marvel movies fall, in that action movie category. There's not been anything mind blowing. The Joker is different. It's not an action superhero movie. It's just a really really sad, depressing movie based on just loosely based on a comic book character. Let's see. There's an article here. It's bleeding cool, so I'm not going to click it because my computer will be exploded with ads. But it says Oregon's oldest comic store, Emerald City Comics, to close. Now, apparently, that's kind of sad if it's their oldest comic book store. We see a lot of stuff like that going on now, and that's really sad. Let's see. Hey, we'll look at this. This here it looks like something interesting we can talk about. Which I don't know if anybody's popped into the chat yet. You take a day or two off, and everybody kind of goes to the other things. So I may have lost my peoples. Anyways, we'll share a screen here, and if you're watching this later, you can be like, oh, okay. If you are watching it later, hit the subscribe button and leave a like, that kind of thing. Now here everything's got to have ads all over it. I've got like the fastest internet, but my computer just gets destroyed with ads. If we were on my other computer, I've always got my VPN running on it, but I don't on here. The one I would use that we need to have the VPN on, I'm not using it. Let's let these ads dissipate here for a second because I hate ads. It's never going to go away. It said like 5 seconds forever ago. Go away, ad. Anyways, DC apparently is rumored to replace all their main superheroes with new versions. And this is from comicbook.com. It says DC will reportedly launch a publishing initiative in the coming year that will see many of its classic heroes replaced by next-gen successors, according to a report at Bleeding Cool. The initiative, called 5G, is something that several geek news outlets have been hearing rumbles about for months. Bleeding Cool has written about it more than once. The Beat success they had been tracking rumors as well. Here at comicbook.com, we had heard about elements of this during the summer. The idea seemingly relates to the DC Universe timeline unveiled at New York Comic Con next week. The 5G is almost certainly a reference to a fifth generation of DC heroes. The first generation begins with Wonder Woman and carries through the Golden Age. The second generation will start with Superman and encompass many of the Silver Age heroes. Third generation will be from Crisis on Infinite Earths until Flashpoint. Fourth is the current crop of books post New 52. And the fifth, well, it seems most DC heroes will cede their roles to younger heroes. This sounds like pure nonsense to me. I mean, I don't know. You might like this, but I think this is stupid. Bleeding Cool also suggests that Luke Fox will take over as Batman rather than a more seemingly obvious candidate like one of the Robins or Nightwing. Other characters like Jonathan Kent and Cassie Sandsmark seem like obvious choices as well, but as we said, most obvious ones above that doesn't mean much. And we look at here. Where's your editor at? That's not how you spell that. The Beat follows up on BC reports that the 5G idea will be precipitated by a crisis-style event, and that there will be some kind of explanation put in place to why some of the longer-running DC characters have been able to seemingly stay young for decades. Okay, so this right here is just a bunch of stupid. I don't like it. Uh, they're trying to say here that this is going to sidestep a key problem with the comics market that many readers will not try a new unproven property, will buy books they have years of investment in, even if they don't like the books. This has meant that it's hard for Marvel and DC to introduce entirely new characters and some fans. Now, this right here is the stupidest thing ever. So they're going to take all their characters that are selling books and just ruin them, so nobody buys books at all. Well, that's the whole thing I'm getting from this. I don't know. What do you all think about it? I think it's a bunch of stupid. We got Ashton Jackal in the chat, and he says, so they're trying to pull a 2014 Marvel. It sounds like it. This sounds like a terrible idea. Take all your characters and ruin them, so nobody wants to read any of your stuff anymore. We got Dave in the chat. What's up, Dave? Sorry I haven't been streaming the last couple of days. I just took a break, went down to the lake yesterday, and been trying to get this house finished up. My bathroom's in shambles. Every time we start working on something else, we're going to put the linoleum down the other day. Well, when we pulled up the toilet to put the new linoleum down, apparently the toilet had been leaking also. So all that's messed up, and it's just one thing after the other. So kind of took a break there. But yeah, this DC stuff sounds like a bad idea. Just like the New 52 was a bad idea. That's when I stopped reading. It's like, hey, I've got all this investment and it's all this stuff. It's like, well, let's change all of it. And I quit then. I've just recently given DC a chance again. And it's not even new stuff. It's stuff that's several years old. I was reading All-Star Batman by Scott Snyder, and I like it. It's a different Batman. It's not my Batman. My Batman is like 80s and 90s, 70s, 80s, 90s Batman, all that stuff I love. But Scott Snyder's Batman's not bad. I enjoy that. So I've been reading that a little bit. So I don't know if you guys went and got any new comics. I haven't. I don't want to drive an hour away to go to the comic store. I'm just reading old stuff. My nephew just recently bought the Golden Age Batman collection, the first book, and he loves it. And that, to me, is amazing. So I'm going to try to get some stuff for him to get into. He's got the Silver Age Flash collection, the first part, and he really likes that. And a lot of those old Batman stories are pretty cool. He was telling me about them, and I've never read them. I never read Golden Age Batman. I just kind of started when I was a kid and just kind of went up from there. Very rarely going back farther than the mid 80s to the 70s. So there's a lot of stuff there I've never experienced. So I'm going to go back and check that stuff out. I did get something in the mail today. It's not comic book related. I already know what it is. But, this came in the mail. I bought this off the eBay. It's not nerd related either. So we'll get the knife out. That's an excellent knife noise. Like, boop. Stab. And I'll put the knife away so I don't poke my eye out. There's no wrapping in here. It's just like boop. Now, you might look at this and go, what is that? What? I don't understand what that do. Well, to understand what this do, let me get rid of that. You need to know a little bit about what this do. Now, I have my carrying permit. I carry a gun sometimes. If I'm traveling or I'm going with my brother and he's carrying a large sum of money, I always carry one of these. But here's the thing, okay, before we get to talking about this, you never point this at anything that you don't want destroyed. Humans, whatever. Like I'm pointing at a wall right now. I don't really want to destroy that wall, but I'd rather destroy that than the computer or myself. And when you're handling a firearm, you need to always make sure it's unloaded. You visually inspect the chamber. It's not loaded. You still always treat a firearm like it is loaded. This is a Smith & Wesson Shield 45. Also, practice good gun safety. You never put your finger on the trigger until you're ready to fire at something. This one's cool because it's got the laser. I don't know if you guys can see that. See it going on and off. But anyways, this is a holster I got for it. It fits all right. It fits a little tight. This is in the waistband holster, so you can carry this. Like I said, I got my carrying permit. Might have to loosen this up a little bit. Definitely might have to loosen it up. And just break it in. Yeah, that's what I got in the mail today. So just figured I'd let you in on a little part of that, of my world there with that. I believe that you should practice your right to carry. You should be responsible for your own self-defense. If something happens, usually the police show up to clean up afterward. So you need to look out for yourself and your family. If you think that's crazy talk, I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel. So here we're talking about comic books again in the chat. DC learned nothing from the success of Rebirth, though they're in the toilet now and can't understand why they're failing. Exactly. Yeah, they threw all that in the toilet. I don't understand what DC's problem is. I don't understand what most of the comic book things are. The reason people don't want to take chances on new characters is because all the new characters they come up with are terrible. People like the classic characters for a reason. And then they want to change the classic characters into something that they're not. I'm sorry. Anybody else is not Bruce Wayne. You want to... Dave, I love that, Dave. This right here. Don't get upset. It's just DC's way of saving us money. Exactly. When all this stuff is free on Comixology, if it looks like something I want to read, I'll read it. That's how I read a lot of new stuff because I don't want to spend money on a book that I might not like. So I spend, I think it's $6.99, $7.99 a month on Comixology on my Kindle. And seriously, you can get a Kindle. You can get like the bigger one for like $100, less than $100 now. And the way that it works, you know what? Let me go over here and get my Kindle, and I'll show you how it works. And that way, you'll understand. Because if I'm describing it to you, you won't know. We got old Timothy Limothy here in the chat, and his name's not Timothy Limothy. It's Tim Lim. Hey Tim. If you missed out on Black Ops, then haha, because I didn't miss out on it. Book's gonna be awesome. Let me run over here and get my Kindle. Oh, it's not as far away as I thought. It's actually right here. One thing is they do have ads on them. You can get them without ads, but they're cheaper with ads, and it's no big deal. Let me open my Comixology app here and use the high-tech way of the future to show you how this works. Comixology. We got some reflections there. And they're not going to go away. But anyways, you can kind of see the app there. Well, I've got Comixology Unlimited. Let's see. You click up here in the corner. You go to Unlimited. And they've got tons of titles you can read. Lots of good stuff here. But let's see. Let's go to my books here and see what I've got. See if I got anything embarrassing in here. Like I said, I've been reading Batman, All Star Batman from the Rebirth, which I like. Scott Snyder, that was really good. I've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters, but I haven't started yet. Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures, I haven't started yet. I was reading the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Archie series. It was on there. I haven't started X-Men yet, which this is my era of X-Men from 1991. I've read some of Black Hammer. Black Hammer is awesome so far. Let me just pull one of these up, and I'll pull up this first Ninja Turtles book and show you how this works. Get somewhere where you can see it. So, there's the cover. Hit the button. There's the next page. There's that cover. And the way this works, the way it's set up here, down here at the bottom, it says GV. You can click on it. Shows the whole page that way. There's the whole page. But you click this, and it goes panel by panel. You can turn it sideways if you want. I don't ever read them sideways. I don't like that. My screen's locked this way. But when you hit the button, which I'm trying to hold this where you can kind of see, it goes panel to panel. And it's pretty big. So you don't struggle to read. You're not zoomed in on different panels. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Tim. Tim says it's African American Hammer. I apologize. But I've been reading a lot of books this way. This is great. These are here. I have a lot of these, but it is hard to find random issues. So I've been reading that. But I didn't know if I liked Scott Snyder Batman, so I was like, instead of buying that, I'll just read it here. I'll read this, and I don't have a comic book store close, so when I go, I like to kind of know what I'm looking for. I'm not looking around, because then I'll be there all day digging through everything. So like Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Ghostbusters, I know I wanted to read that, and here I can. And then later, if I see it and I want to buy it, I'll just buy it that way. So if you have Amazon Prime, that is a fantastic way to read comics. There's a lot of free stuff on there. They always have the free comic books day stuff is free, so you can always get those, which is awesome. Dave says Teenage Mutant Tina Turner. I'll be your private dancer, dancing for money. Sorry about that. When I started doing that, my viewers dropped by 2, so 2 of you guys left. I'm sorry. I'll never do that again. I promise. I just got on Patreon, and I am now a supporter, which you think I would have been before, but you got all these random things, and you're watching your money. You kind of need to move them around. But I am now a supporter of Ashcan Comics Pub, which I'll let them release Lone Wolf issue 1 in black and white, which looks stinking amazing in here. So if you haven't, go and check them out. AshcanComicsPub.com. They've got several different packages. I signed up on the $17 package, so I can start putting the Gravestone Press ads in their books, because they have a few little ads, and that's one thing that makes their books cool. So go and pick this up. Like I said, they have a $5 where you can read all their digital stuff online. They have a $10 where you get 2 books a month. You get one of their flash fiction books and one of their little graphic novels. They have the $17 where you can put an ad in there. And, if you've got a little business, if you've got a comic book, look in advertising in here. All of us indie guys, this is helping them put books out. I'm going to get 2 books a month from these guys. I know they're going to be good books because Nate is awesome and they're doing a really good job. Plus, there's going to be ads in there. So let's say you've got a Indiegogo coming up. Put your ad in here. Put a little piece of art in there talking about your book, talking about your Indiegogo, whatever. Do that. They've also got a $50 pack where if you want to sell their books, which if I can if I can make it work, I've got this town that's about an hour away where the comic book store is. Every year they have a comic book appreciation day, and it's like a little con in the basement of the library. And there's like two pretty big size rooms, and you can just walk around the tables, and there's a bunch of different people doing art. Last year I was the only person there with an actual, well, no, there was two of us there with an actual book. I only had the ash cans. Another guy had like a collection of his stuff, but we were the only people there with actual comic books. So this year I'm going to show up with Lone Wolf issue 1. I was really hoping Legends of Lone Wolf would be done so I could take it, but I don't know how that's going. We were wanting to be printing here in 4 or 5 days, but that's not going to happen. So maybe by the end of the month, I don't know. But I'm going to try to get enough money to get the $50 promo pack from Ashcan. I'm going to take a bunch of indie comics. I'm going to show people that there's indie comics out there that they can get delivered straight to their door. I want to work with Nate when we get Lone Wolf issue 2 done. If he wants to put it out, definitely going to have him put it out, because I think it's cool to have the big full color, regular comic book, and then the manga size book. And when that goes out to his people, they go, "Hey man, this is really cool." And if they look into it and see that I'm doing the full size book, maybe they'll pick it up too. Plus, if they get it from me, I'll write my name on it with a marker. And then somebody can go, "I don't know this guy. I've never heard of this guy." And then when I'm dead, nobody will care. Yeah, that was weird. I've been growing my mustache out. I know this is kind of weird to talk about, because I wish I could grow like a Magnum PI Tom Selleck mustache, but I can't. Just not in there genetically. I just have to make do with the beard. And I trimmed the beard the other day. It looks pretty good. Except I'm getting old, and I see all this gray bouncing around in here. There's a few pieces in my beard. I know, completely derailed everything. I just sit here and look at myself, and I'm like, hey. So Ashton Jackal's heading off to pick up his comics for a week. Dude, thanks for dropping by. It's cool. It's always good to have you. Go subscribe to his channel. He does comic reviews. And, if you want to learn about comics and not just hear some weird guy ranting, I'm still kind of surprised people stop by here and listen to me rant and talk and do weird stuff. I like being weird. Makes me happy. Dave says, I look like I have a mustache, but it's really my nose hairs. Well, you need to trim those. This right here is long enough now that sometimes when I'm eating, it goes in my mouth and it infuriates me. So it means I'm going to have to go and trim it. And one thing, though, it's getting long enough that you start twirling these bad boys and look like a weirdo. Remember seeing that picture of Macho Dan where he had his all twirled up? I was making fun of it. Look at that. Look at that. Twirl that and then just trim it right here. I don't like it. If I was a man and didn't have this huge double chin, I'm a man, obviously, but I mean like Hogan with the big 24-inch guns. I'd just shave all this and have the big handlebar mustache. So I don't know why we've got off on facial hair, but that's, we talked about comic books for a second. Talk about the Second Amendment for a second. And you guys, if you weren't here, this is what I got in the mail today. It's a holster for my self-defense item. And it just slides in here, and then you slide it down in your breeches, and it hangs there. And so you can carry it around and nobody sees it. Because I have my carrying permit, and I believe in personal and defending myself. And sometimes I carry this around because it does this. Boop. forgot to make the noise. So if somebody comes at you, you go boop, and they either laugh or they shoot you because they have a gun and you've got one of these. Well, I don't really have a lot to talk about now. Talk about a bunch of crazy stuff. I've decided I'm going to dig out my NES that I have out in the garage somewhere. I have two of them. One of them's broken, and one of them is it worked last time I ever played it. There's enough information online now that I've figured out that I can mod it. I'm not the best with the soldering iron, but I'm okay. Been changing guitar pickups and electronics for years, so I'm hoping that I can mod the Nintendo. You can disable the region lockout chip and make the blinking light go away and play Famicom games with an adapter, and that's what I want to do. I don't know if any of you guys ever played much NES. I also believe in the right to arm bears. It's only fair. Bears are people too. Bears lives matter. I need to create that banner. Let's see. Bears lives matter. There we go. And then here's my favorite. Taxation is theft. And I spit on the screen a minute ago right there. There we go. But we're not going to talk about taxation and theft today, though. But Bears lives matter is important. So, I'm going to make a shirt now. It says Bear Lives Matter. Because they do. Well, I'm about done rambling for the day. Been just trying to get back in the swing of things since I missed a couple of days. Tomorrow, maybe I'll have something better to talk about, but I don't know. I'm going to get all my indie books together that I've actually received in the mail, and maybe we'll talk about some of those tomorrow. I know I got some of them Timothy Limothy books, but he makes Trump books, and I told them guys to stop making them Trump books, but they just don't listen. What else I got? I got Something Real. I've got Movie Men, so maybe we'll go over those a little bit because indie comics is where it's at instead of DC and Marvel. And I say that, but I like some of DC and Marvel stuff. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. Just don't forget that taxation is theft and Bears Lives Matter. But I'm going to go, and I'll talk to y'all later. I hope y'all have a great day, and go out and do stuff. Bye.